And we're live. And we're live for episode 13 of Slap Happy. Slap Happy. We're here. We're doing it. This is my 13th episode. You know, it's kind of like there's sometimes I wake up and I'm like, how do we get here? 7,343, 992 episodes. Kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? So this one's going to be a little shorter because I don't have anything that interesting to say, if I'm being really honest. I am currently situated in the Riff, still in the Riff, waiting to go home. So, yeah, basically there was a hard border closure, which meant that we were not able to return home. We were waiting for an exemption to pass so that we could return home. However, to kind of make sure that that could be sped along, we had to get a relevant relevant COVID test every 72 hours as they expire after 72 hours. So I've had 3 tests in the last 9-ish days, and that hasn't been fun because I feel like every single time they do one, they're trying to go further into my skull. And it's almost at a point where I feel like they're trying to find my brain, you know, like there's no brain. This guy ain't got no brain. Yeah, they're trying to locate my brain, and jokes on them because I ain't got one. So yeah, they've been really shoving it in there and having a good old dig around, and so far no brain, and so far no COVID either. But yeah, it's a bit of a bitch that that COVID test. Kind of fun. Having a little chuckle with as my partner Vanessa sits in the passenger seat, and I watch it kind of like disappear into her nose and into her mouth, and just watch her wince has been kind of fun. But not so much when it happens to me, of course. Yeah, so had a bunch of them. But good news. Greater Sydney just got, last night was reclassified as an orange zone, meaning that I can return home this week, which is great. So we're going to drive back on Saturday. Going to drive back on Saturday. And yeah, hopefully I can just get back to doing all my good stuff back in the wood, aka Collingwood. Yeah, so back in time to watch the McGregor versus Poirier fight on a Sunday, which will be nice. And yeah, got to go get a COVID test when I get back and isolate and all that good stuff. But at least I'll be in my home where there's fast internet. Or faster internet. But yeah, being grateful for this time, visiting friends and family. The weekend was really nice. Got to spend some time with some of my best friends and their partners. Yesterday, I spent some time with my little brother, little sister, mum and dad, and just kind of hung out and played Uno and chuckled and kind of like just enjoyed each other's company. And it was really nice and wholehearted and wholesome. And yeah, really, it was good to get that time with the people that I love. And yeah, it's nice, especially when this bullshit's going on in the world, and all you want to do is be close to the people that you love. So it's been nice to have that time. So this episode, as I said, going to be a little shorty because got no major themes to talk about this week. So I'm going to title this one, I think it's going to be called Skana or Scan. So it's going to be S''GAARN. Scan, which is bogan for what's going on. Scan. And yeah, Scan is the title. And I'm basically just going to talk about a couple of little bits and pieces that's going on in my life. So I'm going to talk about some music. First, my music, recording some demos. It's been a bit tough doing it here. Hasn't been the most creatively fluid place. Back in Melbourne, I had a good little thing going with Ruku and Curtis, and then Ruku and Blitz, kind of just riding with those guys. And yeah, it hasn't been as fluid being here. However, do have some really good demos in the works, and I do have some good music, I think, coming really soon. So I am excited. I've got some songs sitting there, some stuff that is almost finished. So I'm excited to put some music out really, really soon. So that's cool. In terms of other music, my brother Ruku put out a song a couple of weeks ago called Mr. Buster, and it's super fat. By the way, everything that I talk about in this little section, I'm going to drop in the comments below. Same with the books that I'm going to mention. I'll drop in the comments below. Ruku put out a song called Mr. Buster, and it's doing really good numbers. It's up to 23,000 streams on Spotify. It picked up one of the algorithmic playlists. I think it's like Discover Weekly or one of those ones. I can't remember what. I think it was Discover Weekly. Anyway, so he's doing really good. He's kind of picking up his pace as he's kind of got a good flow going on with his songwriting and his creative process. So yeah, put that song out a couple of weeks ago. It's doing nicely. And then he put a new one out on Friday last week called Different Plans. But everything that he's doing at the moment has a touch of class. There is a nice kind of succinctness to or like a brand, or like alignment with his brand and what he's doing creatively and with his ads and just the social media side of things. I'm really liking sonically what he's putting forward, and just, his skills are developing, and it's really nice to see. So that's really exciting. My little brother Ruku, doing some cool shit. So I'll drop that in the bottom here. Some other stuff. This one's a little bit, I'm a little bit late to this one, but it's my friend the Eggman, and he put out an EP at the end of last year called Coming of Egg, I think, or Coming of Egg. So everything I mentioned here, not necessarily something that is new, but something that I've listened to recently. So that's all I'm saying. So Coming of Egg. So the cool thing about Andrew, or the Eggman, is he does kind of everything. He raps, he sings, he produces, he mixes his stuff. I'm pretty sure. I think he gets someone else to master, but he's just a super talented dude who kind of like, just has a lot of potential. I've always loved his music, and this EP in particular. There's some really interesting stuff going on. The first two tracks, Star and Morning Joe, are really dope, and they really just highlight his potential and well-roundedness as an artist. So check out that EP. It's called Coming of Egg, and yeah, I just love what he's doing and love what he's putting out into the world. So there was this Russ and Lil Baby track called Ugly, just fat. Loving everything that Russ does. I'm kind of falling more and more in love with him the further he goes. Just I've always liked him, but I'm just falling in love with his work ethic and just his consistency. It's pretty hard to knock him on that stuff. So loving that new Russ joint. And this one's kind of a little bit later, but the Eminem album, Songs to be Murdered to, or Music to be Murdered to. There's a song on there called Nat, G-N-A-T, which is absolutely flammable. It is like every single time I hear a new M song or album or something, I just get like, get the little shakes, because I just love his penmanship, his bars, his flow, his setups, his wordplay. It's just gnarly. Really gnarly, and that's what I love. Like at the end of the day, I'll forever love ingenuity and creativity and pushing boundaries in hip hop. Like when electronic music is being fused with hip hop, and when more pop elements are being fused with hip hop, and when hip hop kind of branches out, I do love it. Like I love pop infused hip hop, and but what I love most is bars. Straight up bars. I'll always forever love good rapping first and foremost. That'll probably be the thing that'll always make me the happiest to listen to. Good setups, good multis, good wordplay, good flips, good punchlines. And that one that M does in this song where he plays on Mike Pence, and then he says Mike and Pens, is it's amazing. I just got to hear it. And maybe pull up the lyrics and have a listen to how he sets it up. I knew when he first said "kill Mike Pence" that he was going to rhyme it. Like when I first heard the song, I felt, no, I didn't know, but like you just kind of get this feeling when you've been writing like bars and you've done enough wordplay, you, especially someone like Eminem, you kind of know that they're going to set that up somewhere. And when he said like, I'm going to kill Mike Pence or something like that, it was in the first bar. I just knew that he was going to try to set that up as Mike and Pens somehow. So, and he did, and I was like, my man. I was still blown away by how good he did it. Yeah, and it just makes me so frothy when I hear bars like that. And then yeah, so it's actually funny because every time I hear like a new Wayne or M track, I think that whoever I just heard a song of is the GOAT. So like when I heard Nat, I was like, yeah, GOAT. Eminem's a GOAT. Fucking oath, GOAT. But then when I heard like the BB King freestyle like a month or so back with Wayne and Drake, and Wayne's verse on that is just off the charts, I was just like, GOAT. Wayne's a GOAT. Boyaka. Yeah, so I kind of always go back and forth between them two. And I'd like to know what you guys think. So I kind of am always tossing up between M and Wayne. And I want to know in the comments what you think. Who's the GOAT, Eminem or Lil Wayne? And you can only pick between those two. Let me know who and why in the comments below. I can't decide. I always am just tossing up between them two. M, Wayne, Wayne, M, Wayne, Wayne, M. Anyway, they're both amazing. And yeah, they will obviously go down as two of the best to ever do it. The other song that I've just listened to recently, or been listening to a little bit recently, is this song called Adderall by Pop Hunter and Lil Uzi Vert. And ain't with them with a time like that, with a time like that, with a time like that. It's Lil Uzi Vert. I done it to the phone, and I done it it's just super fun. Super fun. Go check it out. It's called Adderall. Don't usually love like Uzi Vert, but that song is hella fun. Hella fun. Anyway, that's my little music wrap up for GAARN. But moving on to a couple other bits and pieces. I've almost finished a book called Bad Blood. I want to shout out Gabe, the mad dog, for giving me the book. I'm almost finished it. I'm a super slow reader, but this and books, I generally don't find stories that captivating. I guess I haven't read enough stories. I generally read like, nonfiction. I'm generally reading like, psychology or self-help or finance or something along those lines. I generally never read, I mean, I guess this is nonfiction as well, but like I generally am reading like self-help or personal finance type stuff. So it's good to read like a story with like just a super interesting story, the Theranos story. That book is really captivating, and I'm almost finished it, and I just at my super slow pace, I haven't been able to put it down, which is slow for me, but like I've loved it, really loved it, really great book. Really, it's kind of a scary story in terms of just how obsessive she was. I'm not going to spoil it, but yeah, go listen to it. The Theranos story, Bad Blood, it's called. Andrew Carreyrou, I think he's Carreyrou is the author. It's a fascinating story about just kind of like greed and deception and super cool. Anyways, almost finished that. 2 books I just started recently were Shoe Dog, which is the Phil Knight story, and then a book called Limitless by Jim Quick, which is about just kind of leveling up your brain power. So far so good. Really enjoying it so far. So Shoe Dog and Limitless, just started them. Shoe Dog story is pretty interesting so far as well. Frothing. And then the other one was I just finished a book called It Takes What It Takes by Trevor Moawad, recommended to me by my good mate Andrea, and the book is amazing. It kind of gets a little bit dense in the middle, and it gets like he kind of lost me a little bit, but towards the end it just like totally captivated me to the point where I ended up just really being inspired and writing a song about that concept of it takes what it takes. but yeah, the book is great. Really, really can't recommend it enough. It takes what it takes. And it just really speaks to this idea that we don't have as many choices as we think we have. You know, to go to where we want to go in life, you don't really have as many choices as you think you have. This illusion of choice is only really for people who don't really give a fuck about where they end up. I think if we want to get to a certain level in terms of our skill, fitness, health, finance, whatever, then you don't really have that many choices. You kind of have work hard, work not as hard, but maybe more efficiently. That's it. You don't really have like, oh, I can have a day off today, have another day off today. Oh, maybe put that off a little bit. You don't have that many choices, especially if you want to be elite. If you want to be elite and do it for a long time, you don't have any choices. It's put the work in regularly. So yeah, I think that's a great book. I really can't recommend that one enough. It takes what it takes. What else? Pretty enthralling test series going on right now. Cricket. I love cricket. I probably love cricket too much. But yeah, this test series has been hectic, ebbs and flows, and every single time you think one team is on top, the other team kind of fights back. And I got to tell you, this Indian team has been so resilient. It's been great. It's been really entertaining to watch. At the moment, I think Australia has them like 3 for 180. So that we need 7 wickets in the last like 35 overs to force a win and win back the Border Gavaskar. But yeah, this series is just kind of encapsulated everything that it means to be a test cricketer. You know, the injuries, the resilience, the discipline, the determination, the strength physically and mentally, like the emotions, the highs and the lows, This test series has had it all so far. The humiliation of the 36 by India in test 1 and the recovery to win the second test, just kind of had everything, and it's been great to watch, and really has renewed and rejuvenated, my reason why I just love test cricket. I can't get enough of it. Always loved it, and forever will. In terms of the BBL, been watching that. Up the Sixers. Josh Philippe up the top there, absolutely murdering it. Kid's got so much class. Just times the ball so well. When he's playing proper cricket shots, he just looks amazing. Down the ground, off his legs, through the covers, over cover, pull shot. He's got all the shots. He just needs to probably not try to flick everything to the onside. So when he's playing straight instead of flicking everything to the onside, he looks super good. He looks amazing. Probably a little bit like Steve Smith, I think. They've already made comparisons to Smitty, but I think when Steve Smith starts playing like on drives and straight drives, he's on. It's when he tries to work everything he's so good at working everything to the onside. He's always going to make runs there. But when he really starts to like get that high elbow and then just, push him down the ground through mid-on, he's on. And I think it's similar with Philippe. Like when he starts playing down the ground and playing straight and over mid-on and stuff like that, that's when he looks his best. So anyway, Sixers on top. They're looking actually good. Good balance of the side. Glad they got rid of Jack Edwards. Sorry, Jack. But he wasn't very consistent. Avendana, I don't know about him yet. Yet to be decided. But Sixers looking good for another one. Back to back, baby. Woo! What else we got? So I said last week that I was going to start the weekly reviews. I don't know if I said I was going to do them last week. I couldn't do them last week because of a few things going on here, trying to get home and just too much stuff on. I may start them this week if I've got enough time here in Penrith, but I might just wait until I'm back home and I've got my proper setup and I can just have a bit more time and space and kind of, just be more comfortable with the internet and stuff like that. So I'm yet to be decided. It'll either be this week or next week, and I'll be starting to do these weekly reviews on a Friday at a certain time. So it might be this week, might be next week, not sure yet. But definitely keep an eye out for them. They're going to be YouTube lives, and I'm going to just be streaming for a little bit, talking about my week and kind of some of my thoughts around how I traded and what I did well, what I did not so well, etc., etc. Also, guys, I probably should have said this at the top of the show, but fuck it. I really would like to get to 1,000 subscribers. Just a nice whole number. Also, it allows me to kind of open the door to look at monetizing this channel. And yeah, it's just like a nice achievement. 1,000 just has a nice ring to it. It's been growing nicely and steadily. But if you're watching this right now and you haven't subscribed yet, just hit the subscribe button. It will be super, super appreciated. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully get to go home on Saturday. Hopefully start these live kind of weekly raps soon. I'm probably going to do episodes like this every now and then. GAARN. Do them semi-regularly where I kind of just like wrap up a few things that I'm thinking about or watching or doing or Anyway, that's the end of this one. Savilian is my name. Slap Happy is my game. And that's the end of episode 13. You have a lovely time out there and stay safe. Yeah.